Are you seeing fine lines or wrinkles or the 11s? Well, Botox is your answer. Botox is the #1 aesthetic procedure in the world. There's over 26,000 offices in the United States that do Botox and fillers, and we are in the top 10 in the country. So not the top 10%, not the top 10,000, we are in the top 10 in the country with how much Botox and fillers that we do. So you're in good hands if you come and find us. So today we're gonna do a typical Botox procedure, and we're gonna do what's called the glabellar complex, which is between the eyebrows. We're gonna treat the 11s, and we're also gonna do our patient's forehead. So you do have to be really careful when you're balancing treating your forehead and treating the glabella, because the forehead muscle lifts. So if you do too much in the forehead, you can get a droop. These muscles pull down. So if you treat just the glabellar complex, you can get a lift. When you do them together, typically people are even Steven, but again, sometimes people just do the forehead and that will give you a droop. If you have gone somewhere and you've done it before and you're like, oh, I don't like it doing it in my forehead because I feel too heavy, maybe that provider did not also treat your glabella, or they put too many units in your forehead. So anyway, we're not gonna do that to our acute patient, but we are gonna treat her glabella and her forehead. So we'll start with forehead. Over here, 1, 2, 3. And typically foreheads can take anywhere from, well, FDA says 20 units. Sometimes 20 is a little too high depending on your eyebrows. You don't want to drop your eyebrows. But 20 units is the FDA recommended dose. You okay? And one more over here. Perfect. So that's her forehead Botox. And then we're going to do her glabellar Botox. Over your left eyebrow. There we go. Good job. Here we go again. So this can take anywhere from 2 or 3 days up to 2 full weeks to work. So I always have my first time people come back in 2 weeks so we can make sure it looks perfect. And then it should last 3 to 4 months. And sometimes people can get a tolerance to Botox, but there's 7 different types of botulinum toxins out on the market. So most likely we can find one that you're not tolerant to, if that happens. So what I mean by tolerance is that sometimes people go, oh, it used to last for 4 months, now it lasts for 3 months, now it lasts for 2 months, now it only lasts 4 to 6 weeks. And that has to do with forming antibodies against the proteins that Botox is manufactured with. But like I said, there's other botulinum toxins that are out there, so we could find a solution for you. But, and then afterwards, so now, what I want you to do for the next hour is I want you to furrow and raise your eyebrows. Those are called facial exercises. So if you do that for the next hour, it just helps it work in to the muscle. If you forget, it's still gonna work. And then what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to rub it, I don't want you to push on it. There are little bumps that are there right now. Those are gonna go away in the next 10 minutes or so. So if you're going straight home and you don't tell your significant other that you do this, like maybe take a lap around the block. Because those will go away in about 10 minutes or so. And then the other thing I don't want you to do is to wear any tight hats, especially after we do treatment for the forehead, because you don't want to push on it. Or if you're going to get like a massage tomorrow, don't put your head in the facial cradle where you're pushing right there. So just don't put any pressure there. You can wash your face like this, that's fine. Just don't take your guava roller and roll over the areas that we just treated. And I always like to put a little arnica on you, on my patients. So those are the 2 main aftercares. And then hopefully the addiction is real, and then we'll see you back in another 3 to 4 months. If you want to find out if Botox is right for you, or you want to find out about any of our procedures that we do at RejuvenationMD, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and online on our website at RejuvenationMDMedSpa.com.